I was playing Helldivers and defending democracy and freedom. So I apologize. But I'm not really late. Hold on one second. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. That's what I wanted. That's better. All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for a logical discussion. Perhaps, maybe. All right. Let's see. Where are you guys? There you are. So, how is everybody today? Hope you're well. Good episode of Strange New Worlds, I think. I personally really enjoyed it, and hopefully you did as well. All right. Joseph says, I mixed on this one. I think I liked it more than I was expecting to, but it was middle of the road for me. Interesting to see how Doug affects Una. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why it would be middle of the road. It was really fun, but Marco says, hey folks, I really don't want to be that guy that shits on something somebody else liked, but someone did like this, and I'm honest to God happy for you, but for me this was the worst of the season. Wow. No, man, this was fucking hilarious. It was great. Possibly the entire show. I'll watch a few more times. Maybe it's just my first impression. Well, I thought it was fantastic. I watched it 3 times now. So, BJ says it had questionable things on second thought, but the disco verse is mostly funny, and thus I enjoyed it. For me, Strange New Worlds is sandbox mode, not canon. Sandbox mode is funny. BJ, I would have ditched the Vulcan clothes faster, back to uniforms or other clothes. Domestic Vulcan fashion. Pike's hair was bigger. It was. There was a hairstylist on the floor when they transformed because, you know, DNA doesn't do that to hair, but it did this time. Interesting. Joseph Roberto, nothing really happened in this one now that I think of it. Only Battelle had story progression. Yeah, it was just a fun episode. Neil Hammersmith, hey, Johnny bravoed the shit out of Pike's hair. Oh, Johnny bravoed the shit out of Pike's hair this week. It looks like he got electrocuted. I think Pike was a real standout. I really liked his. He played the very dickish asshole Vulcans that we saw in Enterprise, which I thought was hilarious. Trek or not, Pike must have a cargo bay loaded with hair gel. Scottish Nightmare, a very stupid episode, but rather enjoyable. Certainly better than the god-awful boring episode last week. Wow, you guys are just not happy about anything. Captain Member, hello everyone. I'm here and ready to talk about this episode. Well, it's good to see you, Hypno Member. Scottish Nightmare, Anson Mount must be the worst portrayal of a Vulcan in Star Trek history. I disagree. I really enjoyed his portrayal. Even his new voiceover for the intro. But like I said, he was playing a very stiff Vulcan. Oh my God, I did all the wrong things. It was hilarious. That's when he was human, of course, but you know what I mean. Neil Hammersmith, wonder what the episode would have been like with McCoy in it. Neil Hammersmith, Foley. Ozzy says, when Pike was on Discovery, remember they did have McCoy voice in that sea. It's a Dr. McCoy to the, yeah, there's an announcement. The Scottish Nightmare, Mount thinks a Vulcan is like a cone head. It's true, he was kind of doing Conehead. Joe Torres is here. The book close-up was cool. Book close-up. What do you mean? Trek or not, are you aware there is a Borg on your shelf and not the Swedish or Maltese Vulcan? Yes, I am aware. And oh, that's the book close up you were talking about. Yes, it was an accident. Matt Boardman, ugh, my YouTube premium has expired and now I'm stuck watching ads on YouTube again. We hates it. We hates it, my precious. Hypno Amber, I actually really liked it. I watched it twice in a row. I was laughing so hard at Doug. Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well, Hypno Amber. Me and Sylvia both really had a fun time with this one. So, Jeffrey Jacobs, funny and goofy. I really like it. Good to see you, Jeff. Nice, glad you're here. Eric Martin is here as well. He's wasn't expecting this on Trekyards, but no problem. These first reactions are always on Trekyards. Hope you're doing well today, Eric. You know why. Matt Borman says, Marco needs a Snickers. Eric Martin, greetings from the beautiful hospital room. I am a dedicated Trekyards fan. Yes, you are indeed. And he did have surgery today and he's in the hospital, but he's still watching. So hope you're well and I hope you get out of the hospital tomorrow and recover quickly. Terrence Childs, hi Captain Foley from the great state of Maryland. Hello, Terrence Childs from the great province of Ontario. Jeffrey Jacobs, Doug the Vulcan. Pete wanted to be a vet. Laughing my fucking ass off. He didn't want to be a vet. He is a vet. His cousin Pete is a vet. Fleetpaw. It burdens us. Hypno Amber. I missed the bonus scenes at the end. Oh, well, I'll just have to watch it again. Yes, you do need to watch it again. Those bonus scenes are spectacular. Marco says, I love Snickers. So, yes, there are post-credit scenes in this one, guys, so make sure you watch them if you haven't. That whole hair thing was, ugh. Devo77X, I liked it. Of course, I like almost everything. I liked Section 31 for what it was. For what it was, sure. Sure. Trick or not, Vulcan fringe erection. A known condition, I tell ya. Lift. Vulcan fringe erection. I am confused. The Scottish Nightmare, it would have been illogical for them to put on a Starfleet uniform. It would have, yeah. Jeff Jacobs, Pike's hair never disappoints. Devo77X, we found out more about Una's past. She had a Vulcan X. Yes, it was good to hear that. BJ, $2. I'm all for fun episodes. I am as well. I really enjoyed it. It was just fun. And look, you got a pug back here. She liked it too, I think. Matt Boardman, I thought it was hilarious and a lot of fun. We need fun every now and then. 100%. 4 and 1 half Vulcans to beam down. Gary Kyle, hi Captain. It was a fun episode. I enjoyed it. Good to see you, Gary. Glad you're here. Joseph says, oh, I skipped the intro. I'll have to go back. It's the first time I've ever skipped the Strange New Worlds intro. Yeah, and it's different. It's Pike's Vulcan voiceover. Pike was very Beldar, Conehead. He was, actually. Yeah. Fleetpaw, $5. Have no fear. Fleetpaw is here. I had the same reaction when I tried LSD in 06 and 17 and last week. Michael Phillips, remember to hit like. Yes, please remember to hit like, guys. 41 of you here, 18 likes. Make sure you like the video and make sure you subscribe to Trekyards for a lot more videos, breakdown videos, edited content, lives. We have a live review of this, review and breakdown tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our edited review of this is up tomorrow afternoon, so check that out. Neil Hammersmith says, now that you mention it, Mount reminded me of Dan Aykroyd's Conan. Yeah, now that he said it, yeah, I can hear it. But Scottish Nightmare, Cetacean Ops was cool. That just leaves the bowling alley and the swimming pool. Yeah, the TOS Enterprise isn't big enough to have a Cetacean Ops. I did see the whale underneath La'an, and there is water underneath that room all the time, so you can guess that there's Cetacean Ops there. We just did a video last weekend talking about the size of the Enterprise because it was confirmed in the last episode. So this one has enough room for Cetacean Ops, I guess. So that's cool. Jamie42, I really enjoyed this episode. Good, so did I. Joe Torres, do they not do the Ready Room anymore? No, they don't. Ozzy just says hi. Scottish Nightmare, did everyone catch the post-credit scene? You better have, because if you didn't, you missed out. Hypno Amber, Patton Oswalt was probably my favorite guest star ever. That was just way too funny. I really hope they bring him back. Well, they definitely can now, considering him and Una might hit it off again. Matt Boardman, oh, just saying hi to Ozzy. Fleet Paw, hit that like button, folks, or you will cause us to be burned. Hit the like. Precious, hit it now. Precious is lying down over there. She can't hit the like button. Jeff Jacobs, make sure you hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. I think I just said that. They're all saying it too. So hit the like button. 39 of you here, 20 likes, guys. Let's get those likes up to 20. And this is your sounding board, guys. You put in your comments, I read them, we talk about it. This is your chance to put in your thoughts on this episode and get my reaction to your thoughts and my first reaction. These are fun, these late nights, first reaction lives. Terrence Childs, we need to see more ship versus ship episodes. We do, yeah. But it's not what Star Trek's really about, so. BJ Pike's intro was Vulcanized too. Yes. Neil Hammersmith, it would not surprise me if they gave Patton Oswalt creative control over Doug. Doug's mannerisms follow other characters Patton has played. Yes, yeah. I thought Patton Oswalt was great, so. Fleet Paw says the hair Trekyards, his fringe became erect. Gotcha. Hypno Amber, those costumes were so amazing. However, I was wondering why they didn't change into their uniforms again, because that would be illogical and not something that a Vulcan would do necessarily. I don't know. Matt Boardman, also, I'm here for Pike's hair. I wish I had hair I could do that with. Right? I mean, I probably could. But actually, it is getting long. I need to cut my hair, but... Eric Martin, Fleet Paw hasn't picked on me yet. Is he okay? Someone check on him. He knows you're in the hospital, so he doesn't want to pick on you. If he does, I'm going to fire him out of an airlock. The Scottish Nightmare, continuity issue, perhaps? La'an shouldn't know the Romulans or Vulcans. The one she met looked human. Yeah, but I believe in the episode they talk about... do they mention it? They might have. I don't know. Regardless, I don't care. That was a fucking hilarious scene. Let's talk about it at the same time. Romulans. Does your experience include time travel? I am not at liberty to discuss it. Oh, that was great. Ozzy, will Pike's girlfriend get promoted to Admiral? Yes, she will. Fleet Paw. I would, but you had surgery, so you get a pass this week. Mateo Vincent, Captain, #1 stole the show for me. So did all the other episodes. Have post-credit scenes? No, they did not. Solaris, the long hauler rail fan, throws in $5. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. If you guys can super chat in, please do so. It really helps out the channel and makes me feel good about being here and that you guys like me. You might like me. I don't know. If you don't, I'm sorry. But if you do, I'm also sorry. Hit the like button. 36 people here, 23 likes. Let's get those likes up, 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 up. Anyway, Solaris throws in $5, yes. Hey, Captain, have you seen the Netflix anime series Leviathan? Could be a prequel for Star Trek, considering the content of genetic engineering. I have not seen that, no. Not a big anime fan. TY says, or Ty says, another great episode with great writing, and we finally got to see engineering. I mean, we saw engineering a few episodes ago when Gamble died, and it's very similar to the science lab. So, but yeah. Ty said, I read that one, sorry. Matt Boardman, oh yeah, what happened to that? I don't remember seeing any sort of announcement that it wasn't coming back. Oh. Hypno Amber, yeah, but the lawn scene was actually in her mind, not a real life, so technically the ship might not have whales. You think like Sam, because that's what he said. The whale is just there because it's in her mind palace. And I'm like, why is there water underneath there then? I think they're trying to incorporate a cetacean ops into this Enterprise. I'm for it if they do, and I'm for it if they don't. I'd rather they didn't, but I'm there for it because of the size of this ship to have it. I like cetacean ops. I think it's a great idea. So, Joseph Barbado, I thought it was cetacean ops, but then I thought it was inside of her head. Could be. Devo says it was a dreamscape in La'an's head. I'm well aware. Yes, indeed. Gary Kyle, Kirk and Scotty make a fun duo. Hope to see more. Yeah, absolutely. The Scottish Nightmare. I wasn't expecting the names Bob and Keith for the Vulcans. It wasn't Keith. It was Bob. Sarah was said the daughter, but it was Bob, and the other one was Pete, not Keith. Jeff Jacobs, Scotty, and Kirk toasting to what a good team they made was awesome. Yeah, and a few episodes ago, Scotty was like, "Oh, I don't really touch this stuff," and he was like, drinking the scotch. He's like, "I could get used to this." So he absolutely does get used to it. The Christinator, you mean cetacean ops? Ha ha ha. Not citation ops. They're totally different words, but autocorrect, and sometimes people just spell things wrong. So, Terrence Childs, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the Dominion War was all about ship versus ship episodes. They had some great battle scenes, hand-to-hand combat scene. That is Star Trek. Sure, yeah. Star Trek all about battles. It's all it's about. Hypno Amber, I hope you have a speedy recovery and decent hospital food. To Eric, yes. Devo says Kirk and Scotty working together again. This is setting up Kirk, wanting to keep him on as chief of engineering. Absolutely. The Scottish Nightmare, I would say Uhura played a Vulcan the best. Yeah, maybe. I love the plomic soup thing at the end too. It's like, here, try a plomic soup, and it was awful or not satisfactory. It added more context to a mock time where Nurse Chapel makes him plomic soup, takes it in, and he like whips it out of his room against the wall because he knows that it tastes like shit. It adds context to that scene for me. I thought that was great. It is. Yeah, that was funny. Christinator, La'an was very much drifting down that Romulan side of things, 100%. As soon as she started talking, I'm like, wow, that's very Romulan of her. And then, of course, they went there. So, but you got to think, if she's still got some genetic augments from her ancestors, even just a little bit, it breeds aggression, it breeds arrogance, it breeds ambition, it breeds all the things that would make a good Romulan. So, yeah. Who hacked her boyfriend. That's the other thing I had a problem with. Mind melds take years and years of knowledge to do properly. So I don't buy that Uhura was able to give him a mind meld, but it was funny. So it's objectively fine. Marco, $5. We do like you, Cap, and the doggos. Ah, thank you, Marco. Lola, they like you. Yeah, they like you. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Go back to sleep. She's contemplating life and why you guys like her. Devo, Trek culture would agree with you that Uhura played the best Vulcan. Okay. The more I hear about what Trek culture likes and doesn't, the more I'm just getting disheartened because I really don't know. Arlie, TOS Starfleet brass was Commodores until films. Well, they had Commodores and Admirals in TOS, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. Well, maybe not on screen, so maybe not canon, but Thor Odinson, what do you think of the actor playing Kirk? I just don't see James Kirk in his portrayal. Love the channel. Thank you, Thor. I like Paul Wesley. I think he does a good Kirk. I do see Kirk when he does his thing, especially a young Kirk. So I think he's doing good. I think he's good for the role, but that's just me. So if you disagree, that's fine. A lot of people say that he looks like Jim Carrey doing a parody of Kirk. So I get it. I get it. Eric Martin, $5. Someone needs a haircut. Just an observation. Thanks, Eric. I hope you're one right now with a Foley catheter. You know, I'm Captain Foley, but since you're in the hospital, I mean, I hope you're not. I hope you don't have a Foley catheter. That's what I meant to say. Anyway. Darth Maul, everyone says Romulan for La'an, but she felt more Khan, but that's me. Oh no, she absolutely felt Romulan. I can see why you'd say Khan, but is there really much of a difference? I definitely saw Romulan. I think she did a good job with that. R. Lee, Strange New Worlds, Starfleet brass, all admirals, no commodores. We might get some commodores at some point. Hypno Amber, I did have a problem with the portrayal of Vulcans, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be based on just the clip. Some people are having way too much of a fit about it. Oh, yeah, well. Gotta remember, in Enterprise, the Vulcans were just complete assholes. And I love that Spock in this one's like, Vulcans can be jerks. Neil Hammersmith, I know we're talking about 4.5 Vulcans. Regarding the size of the Enterprise, since Picard and Stranger Worlds take place in the same continuity, according to Kurtzman, do they explain the New Jersey? No, absolutely not. Because, no. I'm not going to dig up that. That's a whole other conversation topic that I don't want to get into. So, Desert Rat, why do some people have a shit next to their name? It's not a shit. It's a Trekyards sticker. Matt Boardman, down low, too slow, laughing my ass off. Sergeant Montgomery, honestly, just got here a minute ago and don't want to gripe, but you're going to, so here we go. But seriously, do the writers understand that it takes at least a human lifetime for Vulcan to study logic and not a hypospray? Yeah, it's a minor issue for me. I like when they were changing, they're like, my feelings are so intense. At least they addressed that. But yeah, I had no real issue with it. Darth Maul, I didn't like this episode at all. Everything seemed pushed too far. It seemed pretty parody. Sorry to hear that. Terrence Childs, I miss Picard's speeches, in particularly the episode The Drumhead and a man's worse. Those were two great episodes. Let's bring back those kind of speeches. And okay, yeah. Hypno Amber, the La'an thing totally made sense to me. I'm glad they gave her some explanation. Solaris says, oh, the joy of living with animals. Indeed, they are snoring. Smart Smears, Strange New Worlds, I think, is uniquely bad at portraying Vulcans in modern Trek. Even Discovery did good with President Trina in the future seasons. Yes, sure. I mean, the only Vulcan we really see is Spock, and he's still on his journey to becoming the way less emotional Spock from TOS. So I think they're doing fine right now, honestly. Devo77X, Trek Culture said they didn't like them making Vulcans out to be jerks, though we have had a few Vulcans who are jerks. Remember that Vulcan captain in Deep Space Nine? Yep. Or a few Vulcan captains in Deep Space Nine. Do you mean the one that he played baseball against and who beat Cisco in a wrestling match? And ooh, they're stronger too. Yeah. Arrogant, I think, is more the word. Matt Boardman, yes, there were both Commodores and Admirals in TOS. Thank you, Matt. Hypno Amber, in the Laan Spock scene, I knew it would be the Argentine tango that would save the day. Loved it. Yeah, the fight dancing. I don't know if that's from like a Family Guy or a Robot Chicken episode, the whole fight dancing thing. It's fight dance. Sergeant Montgomery, he's okay, but why is he always on the Enterprise? They explained it. The Farragut was nearby getting repaired, and he wanted to come hang out because they were all going on shore leave, and he wanted to hang out with his brother, but his brother already went down to take a hike. So he wasn't on the Enterprise last episode. He was on the Farragut. But anyway. The Scottish Nightmare, very jarring ending, I thought. Showing them just becoming human at the end seemed rather abrupt. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Would have been funny if they had a scene trying to capture him. Trying to capture who? He seemed very J.J. Kirk here. Okay. BJ, no admirals in TOS, all Commodores like U.S. Navy pre-Civil War, but Enterprise, Strange New Worlds, etc. have established admirals before a motion picture. Cool. Smart Smears, I think Wesley is a good Kirk. He's just in the show too much. I disagree. I like him. I would like to see more of him, but Eric Martin says that's a low blow cap. If you have a Foley catheter, yeah, it would be a low blow. Colin Barrett, well, that actually turned out to be a better episode than I expected. Being a comedic episode, any expectations were low, so I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I also was a little bit surprised by this episode, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching it, so. Khan is an honorary Romulan. There you go. Promote Cockings to Commander. Boom. Or Commodore. Boom. Commodore problem solved. Yeah, I'll do that. BJ, they asked me and I said yes. Okay. Hypno Amber. Jessie Gender was so upset and saying how she feels like stop watching the show. The Vulcans were over the top and the explanation was not that great, but they can be jerks. So again, everybody's bringing in Trek culture, and Jessie Gender, they have exactly this opposite opinions of me, so interesting. They should stop watching it then. If you're not enjoying it, Jessie Gender, then stop watching it. It's that simple, instead of complaining about it all the time. Like here on Trekyards, we try to find the good and the bad in all of it, even the bad stuff in Discovery. We still found some nuggets of good. Like, I just don't understand. But whatever, it's fine. Classic for real. Also, don't forget Commodore Decker and Commodore LaForge. Yeah, and Colonel West, a colonel in Starfleet, in Star Trek VI. That was a cutout scene that had Renee Abenois play Colonel West. So they're kind of inconsistent with their rankings sometimes, or their ranks. So. Gary Kyle, TOS had some funny episodes too. I like Trek humor. That's why I was a fan of To Lower Decks. Yeah, but I mean, it's easier to have one or two standout funny episodes when you have 26 episodes a season. When you only got 10. But I'm fine with Stranger Worlds doing it because they don't have really an overarching story. Like Batel, yes. The Gorn kind of got closed off at the beginning, or finished up at the first episode of the season. So it is a very episodic show. So I have no problem with... I'm really enjoying Stranger Worlds. I'm liking the risks that they're taking. Because risk is their business. That's why that show is on our TVs. That's why they're acting in it. I don't know. Neil Hammersmith, regarding the Commodore, we see it in TOS. We don't see it again until Picard with Commodore O and Geordi, correct? Possibly. I'd have to research that. I'm not 100% sure. Jeff Jacobs, the drug that changed them to Vulcans must have had some kind of Tuvix effect. I think they did have a line in there somewhere saying it because it was based on Spock's. I don't know. Maybe they don't, but that was why some of the traits, like being able to control the emotional side, came through. I really don't care. I thought that was really a fun episode to tackle the whole everybody freaking out because they're over emoting because their emotions are so much stronger would have made the episode awful, and that's kind of what I expected to happen when I saw the clip. It's like I was pleasantly surprised to see this episode and really enjoy it. So, nah. Terrence Childs. I like the original Star Trek when it came to introducing Vulcans and Romulans. These actors and actresses with good-looking... I like the original Star Trek when it came to introducing Vulcans and Romulans. Those actors and actresses with good-looking. These actors and actresses on average-looking. I think the Strange New Worlds actors are all very attractive people. The Scottish Nightmare, they did explain that. Spock's training carried over or something like that. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Olivia, $5. Hey, Olivia, good to see you. Sorry I'm late. I know it's logical, but hunger. Puggy. Yes, listen, Loda. Hypno Amber, I come for the Trek convo and Puggy snores. Ah, yes. White noise. Listen. And then she stops. Of course she does. Neil Hammersmith. I think it seems parody because, as someone said earlier, they are treating Strange New Worlds as sandbox mode. Sure. Eric Martin. TOS Commodores were waiting for the Admiral's course in headquarters. How to be an asshole admiral in Starfleet and the domineering and successful. And be domineering and successful. Yes. And how to be a badmiral. That is a side course you can take. Jeff Jacobs said, I told my wife this episode made me laugh as much or more than any Star Trek episode that I can recall. And I have recently watched all of the series except Disco. Yeah. It was a good episode. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. Had a few good laughs and really enjoyed the performances, especially from Anson Mount. I think it was very stiff, rigid delivery. Was very Conehead-like, for sure. Didn't think that at the time. I knew it looked familiar, but he just comes across as more of a stiffer asshole Vulcan from Enterprise. So, Smart Smears. I will say the stuff with Una, Spock, and Patton Oswalt was perfection. Really enjoyed all of that, yeah. Devo, yes, the Vulcan captain from Take Me Out to the Holosuite. Yeah, he was just an arrogant asshole. Classic for real. Fun fact, the Vulcan actor Sisko played against in Take Me Out to the Holosuite is the son of a very famous baseball player. I did not know that. Ozzy said TOS had admirals in court-martial episodes. Admiral Mendez, yeah. Or is it Commodore Mendez? I think it was Commodore Mendez. That was for the menagerie. For court-martial, I can't remember their names, but yeah, I think there were some admirals in the court-martial episode. You might be right, Ozzy. Sergeant Montgomery, I feel like Sulu's character should be coming online sometime soon. Possibly. Olivia Julius, $5. Foley catheters are not sponsoring this episode. However, Trekyards t-shirts on our Teespring store. Yes, Teespring. Actually, TeePublic's the better one. There's two links down below in the description of every video. The TeePublic has better stuff, I think. But there's Teespring and TeePublic, both stores there. Joseph Barbato, all hail Trekyards, all hail Joseph. BJ, $5. I was wrong. There are two admirals in TOS. The one in the Trouble with Tribbles, calling from Starfleet. Admiral told Kirk to protect the grain. There you go. Ozzy, Colonel West, a.k.a. Odo. You had Colonel Worf under Discovery Country. That's Colonel Worf, and he is in the Klingon Defense Force, the KDF, so he's not a member of Starfleet. So they can have their colonels. But colonels in Starfleet, like the only one I know of is Colonel West in Star Trek 6, which they cut that scene out. So maybe they did that for a reason. I don't know. Colin Barrett, Lon was technically a Vulcan augment, which was very Romulan-like. I wonder, does that imply the Romulans are a result of Vulcans experimenting with augments? Could be. Could also explain why the TNG Romulans have the forehead ridges when they should just literally be exactly like Vulcans. Now, a lot of Romulans do have the regular forehead, but yeah, it could be that that's the case. I don't know. It's a very good discussion, though, to have. Hypno Amber, I really like this episode and I laughed so hard. They are writing some comedic gold in this show and I'm here for it. Yeah, I agree. Darth Maul, Season 3 Stranger New Worlds has been great, even better than Season 1, but these last 2 episodes, not so much. Disagree. Very much disagree. But teach their own. BJ, Stranger New Worlds is good because of the risk. The innovation keeps from being stale, makes up for canon violations. Yes. Jamie 42, $2. Risk. Risk is our business. That's what this starship is about. That's why we're aboard her. I'm the captain. I could order this, but I'm not. I don't remember the rest of the speech. Jeff Jacobs. I just want to say Jeffrey Jacobs, but it's Jeff. His name is Jeff. I was thinking that the drugs somehow changed their whole style like the transporter did with Tuvix. The clothes, thought it was funny. Oh. Well, I mean, like I said earlier, when they fell to the ground and had the metamorphosis, the change, there was a hairdresser down there just scrambling to get all their hair done because changing your DNA doesn't change your hairstyle. So shit like that is silly, for sure. Devo77X, I remember the Colonel West scenes from Star Trek 6. They were added to the VHS, which was how I first saw Star Trek 6, yeah. Darth Maul, Christina Chong is the most attractive of the cast. Got some great gams, too. Indeed. And she can move. And she got fantastic legs. Matt Boardman, pug snores are our business. I'm not going to do another speech. Mark Trouble, it was a great episode. I agree. Hypno Amber, and she's making the cutest puggy face right now, too. So adorable. I mean, she looks like she's melting. Like a melted candle. Dog, pig, loaf of bread. If you know, you know. BJ, just gave one example. I had to look it up. I very much now recall Tribble's Admirals now. Yes. Colin Barrett. As I have 2 dogs snoring behind me, it's hard to determine which snores are coming from. Where the snores are coming from. It's like stereo. Surround sound snoring. Hypno Member. Oh damn, my mom is watching the episode right now. I'm going to be running back and forth. Enjoy again. Classic for real. Admirals say rank is our business. Neil Hammersmith. All hail Kaon. Hail Kaon, Neil. Darth Maul. A Foley catheter artist can make piss sound. Foley artist. Foley catheter artist. Interesting take on things. Hypno Amber. Also, I would say that to me, Vulcans being quote-unquote jerks is often more that they are blunt and don't put up with bullshit. That's probably why they are my favorite. Yeah, they just tell it like it is. So, Eric Martin, Commodore Stone, and Court Martial. There you go. Neil Hammersmith. By the time of Star Trek The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, the rank of Commodore had been replaced by Rear Admiral, lower half, though it was occasionally mentioned as archaic. Yeah. Donnie is here. And those who celebrate it like I do. Happy Power Rangers Day. Hope everyone is well. Go, go, go away. Just kidding. Olivia, $2. Pike's Peak turned into Pike's Plateau. You mean plateau or Plato? Because you put Plato, like as in like the philosopher. But if you mean plateau, it's not spelt that way. It's Plateeau. Yes, I believe. So I don't know if you meant plateau, but Hypno Amber, not going to lie, the more I see of Paul Wesley interacting with TOS characters, the more I want a TOS Year 1 show. Or maybe it's because these writers are really doing fun things. I agree. Yeah, wasn't the biggest fan of Paul Wesley as Kirk initially, but he's really grown on me, and I do see a lot of young Shatnerisms there. So yeah, I agree with that. Donnie, I must admit this week's Strange New Worlds episode has its moments. It was a bit better than last week's, yet a bit worse than Wedding Bell Blues. I don't know if it was worse than Wedding Bell Blues. I enjoyed both of those episodes. It'd be interesting to see which one I prefer out of the two, because I really enjoyed both. So, hold on. I'm just going to gotta check something, and I'll be right back with you guys here. Close that and do that. Should refresh it. I got a message, so I gotta check. Hold on. But keep your comments coming. I will get back to them as soon as I am back in the chat. Okay. Jeff Jacobs asks, can we get 50 likes? I will super chat at 50. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Oh my God. We haven't had a hashtag make Jeff pay hashtag in a long time. So yeah, let's get to 50 likes, guys. That's only 7 more. If you haven't hit like yet, hit the like button. Once those likes get up to 50, Jeff will super chat in. Ozzy, in the Next Generation series, did they use the transporter to save Pulaski by using her hair? Yes. In Too Short a Season, I think is the name of the episode. Not her hair, but her hair follicle, like the end part that had the... But yes. BJ, evil Commodores in TNG graduated to evil admirals by TNG. BJ says, look forward to Doomsday Machine. Classic career, the great Canadian Foley artist is Dave Foley. Yeah, he's all right. I'm more of a Mick Foley kind of guy from the WWE. All the signs that say Foley is God, I can get behind those. Darth Maul says doing well. That's not how personal comment. Oh my God. Skip. Eric Martin, gotta go. Nurse is here. Ooh, well, enjoy your sponge bath. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's in the hospital watching the live. Gotta duck out when the nurse comes in so the nurse doesn't know he's a nerd talking about Star Trek. I get it. It's fine. Darth Maul, Paul Wesley sold me on his Kirk this season in this episode. It was a damn fine episode. Agreed. Kung Fuji, hi all. Have you seen the JTFX Wolf 359 Part 2 trailer? I have, yes. Joseph, wow. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Classic. Yeah, that's hasn't been for a long time, and we haven't got one like since that to get it up to 50. If you're just joining us and haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. Once we get 50 likes, Jeff will have to super chat. Neil Hammersmith, since the Salat who ate its tail, other Trek outlets and influence are speculating this episode was being treated as sort of a backdoor pilot to gauge TOS actors' chemistry on screen. Joseph Barbato, Unnatural Selection was the Pulaski episode. Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, you're correct. Hypno Amber, they also added Space Mothra to the intro. Did they? Oh, I didn't watch it. Oh, I guess. Interesting. Darth Maul, Captain Foley in the day. Mike Foley at night. Yes. Neil Hammersmith, what kind of sacco is he sporting? Dirty one, I'm sure. Colin Barrett, at least in Strange New Worlds, we have Admiral April as a former captain of the Enterprise. The character is unlikely to turn dark, hopefully. Yes, the Badmiral trope was getting bad for a long time. So we also had Admiral Cornwall in Discovery. I loved her. I thought she was great. Admiral Anderson, early in Discovery, like the first episode or second episode. I think it was the first episode. Poor Admiral Anderson. I really liked that guy. He wasn't on screen much. And then his ship gets destroyed by the Cleave ship. Why? I liked Admiral Anderson. BJ, in the Doomsday Machine. The Doomsday Machine is an upcoming stalled Trek parody by Mark Largent. We'll see the mad Commodore Matt Decker from the Constellation. But not anymore. Not anymore. Long live Moopsy, of course. That's very relevant. Classic for real. Yeah, it's definitely a bad Admiral trope. Yeah. Jeff Jacobs, if you are just getting here, make sure you hit the like and support this great content. Or this mediocre content, as the case may in fact be. Just, yeah, hit like if you're just joining us. 46 of you here, 45 likes. Can we get 5 more likes to hashtag make Jeff pay for everything? Justin Barbato, doesn't Admiral April try to take over the Enterprise in the animated series? Well, that's different. It's the same Admiral. Oh my God, we're not going to get into it. No, he doesn't. The crew de-ages, becomes babies, but because Admiral April was so old, he was young enough to get back in the captain's seat. So no, he wasn't stealing the Enterprise. Or take over the Enterprise. Darth Maul, unlikely to turn dark. LOL. That's a long added statement for Admiral April. I know. I thought the same thing, but didn't want to say it. Classic for real. I hear Moopsy is a great solution to having too many Badmirals or too many bones. I shouldn't have said that. Moving on. Maro Bada. Since when LSD is good to be used by a chief engineer? Pelia role model. Also, her quarters are big as a penthouse and look like a brothel. Meh. She's a lanthanite. LSD might not affect her the way it does humans. Obviously not, because it doesn't work on her. Who gives a shit? Like, seriously. And her quarters? Yeah. They have been technologically altered so that nobody can scan the contents of her room. What the fuck? That doesn't seem like a safe thing that I would want on my starship, a room that can't be scanned. But it is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. Neil Hammersmith, given McCoy's feelings towards Spock in TOS, his presence would have made this episode interesting. 1000% agree with you. Yes. Colin Barrett, the only admiral to successfully steal the Enterprise was Kirk, and he blew it up afterwards. Classic for real, less LSD, more LDS. Sure. Darth Maul, LSD makes her less humorous. Okay, sure. I disagree, but it's fine. Anyway, yeah, no, I enjoyed this episode. I do think that them turning back to humans was very, very, very abrupt. Because all of a sudden it's like, just next scene that we've solved it. They're all human now except for one, and she's going to be a tough one. That was all right, I guess. I thought Pike was hilarious. Patel as well was really good in this episode when she's pissed off and cleaning the plates at the end. Love that. Love seeing the other Vulcan Admiral as well. The Uhura Beto storyline was kind of just meh for me. Like I said, I don't think she would have the skills to do a mind meld and be successful and not like give the guy a goddamn lobotomy. But that's fine. It's all fine now. I love that La'an because, you know, she might have traces of the augment stuff in her body because of her ancestors. So it breeds ambition, breeds, you know, ambition, aggressiveness, things like that. So I love that ties into the Romulan aspect. That was cool. Pike I dressed. Chapel wasn't that great, if I'm honest, as a Vulcan. She just came across as a little bit of being bitchy. It didn't really work for me. I do like the plomic soup thing at the end, though, where Spock's like, it's not satisfactory. 53 of you here at 48 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get those likes up to 50. And yeah, it's, for me, the plomic soup thing adds context to Amok Time, like I said earlier. You know, Nurse Chapel makes... Spock hadn't been eating, so she made him a bowl of plomic soup, took it to his room, stopped to talk to Captain Kirk and McCoy, and goes in, and all of a sudden the door flies open, and the soup goes flying across the hallway, the corridor, hits the wall. And it's, you know, if I want anything from you, I'll ask, and your soup sucks. He doesn't say that last part, but it adds context. I mean, if she walked in with the plomic soup, and I'd be like, I've tried that shit, that's not good. So yeah, I think Chapel was the least successful Vulcan for me. Uhura was all right. Pike played it like a conehead, as somebody said earlier, and yeah, I get it. That was very coneheady in his acting, for sure. But I got more of a Enterprise asshole Vulcans vibe from him, like very over the top. And yeah, La'an as a as a Romulan was evil. Like, she would make a great Romulan. So Jeff Jacobs had to say how much I loved it after the credit scene, the after credit scene from the TV show episode with Kirk trying to do the Riker maneuver and falling over the chair in that episode directed by Frakes, if I'm correct. That is the episode directed by Frakes. It is called The Space Adventure Hour. And yeah, that didn't have post-credit scenes. That had credit scenes. But yeah, that one really made me appreciate Paul Wesley's Kirk a bit more, because he did get a lot of Shatnerisms in that performance. Yes, it's over the top, and it's, a lot of people thought it was too parody, but I thought it was great, and it really helped me see him more as Kirk. So, you know, if you disagree with me, that's your prerogative. That's fine. Neil Hammersmith, Pelia's quarters are the same as her, eclectic. 100%. 100%. Although the fact that she's 5,000 years old, was on Earth for most of that. I wish there was more variety of stuff there, like a Greek statue or something, because it seems like it's all from like a very specific period, which is probably her favorite period. That's fine, but I just wish there was more there that we could glean from it. Classic Career says, come on, you don't get the LDS reference? Yeah, it's from Star Trek 4. Get a little bit too much LDS. Yeah, I get it. Terrence Childs, I don't think that these guys are Vulcans. I think they're Romulans, and they're a member of the Romulan Security Agency. Who? Anyway, BJ, in the Doomsday Machine, Commodore Decker will be the Commodore Wrecker McCoy, he killed every member of his last crew. Spock, admittedly, mistakes were made. Not wrong. And Jeff Jacobs says, just 2 more likes. Come on. Yes, 2 more likes. We hit 51, Jeff. There you go. We hit the 50 mark for likes, so you have to super chat in now. Oh, my connection dropped. I lost internet. I didn't see that part of the chat. That's what he'll say. It's fine. DUI Champ. Evening, just woke up. Wesley did a great job as Kirk this episode. His best portrayal yet. I think they gave him Kirk hair to make him more believable. Oh yeah, for sure. I think he was fucking awesome in this episode. Him and Scotty, their interactions were great. And as much as people have complained about this, Scotty calling lieutenants lieutenants, I think it's kind of charming and cute. I think it's something that shouldn't be happening, because Starfleet, you wouldn't call them lieutenants even if you grew up in Scotland, but it's not a big deal. A lot of people are bitching and complaining about that. Like every little thing that they can lock onto in an episode gets over magnified and just blown up out of proportion. So I don't know. I think the Kirk and Scotty stuff in this were really good. Really enjoyed it. BJ said, I like Vulcan Chapel. She was turning into a busybody doom loop. Yeah. Darth Maul. Pelia would have had the other 5 commandments. You know that one Mel Brooks Moses dropped. Yeah, exactly. I bring you these 15. These 10 commandments. But you're right. She would have shit like that. Jeff Jacobs, $2. Yes, 50. Made Jeff pay. There you go, guys. See, you have the power here. Hit the like button still if you haven't already. Classic for real. Pfft, you call that paying? I'll show you how to pay. Jeff Jacobs, sorry, took a minute. Been so long, had to update my card. Oh, shit. Okay, come on, stop. There we go. And Classic for Real gifted 1 Trekyards membership. So Sean O'Sullivan received a membership by Classic for Real. Sean, I haven't seen you commenting. I figured you're probably mad at us for the other day, but I'm glad you're here lurking. So good to see you, and welcome to the channel as a member officially. Neil Hammersmith, the only thing missing from this episode was Spock in Leviathan boots scaling Picard's plateau. Oh, levitation boots. They're not levitation, they're jet boots. But levitation, I don't think would be good. Sorry. I apologize for my dyslexia, but it is what it is. Classic for Real gifted 1 Trekyards membership, so I'd like to welcome Neil Hammersmith as well to the channel. So thank you, Classic for Real, for gifting those, and welcome to the channel, guys. BJ, a lot of Brits I know switch back and forth between lieutenant and lieutenant due to exposure to North America. I do the same in reverse, spelling labor with a U. Labor. Yes, labor. And there's a lot of words that in Canada have a U in it, where you guys in the States don't. Yeah. Classic for Real. Hopefully this membership doesn't go to a lurker. Well, Sean O'Sullivan's not really a lurker. He's in this live, and I think for maybe the last few lives, because he complained about our volume in one of the lives, and I had to, like, the messages got removed, let's put it that way, because there's nothing wrong with our volume, nor has there has been issues in the past we fixed during the lives. He said there's been issues for 10 years, and he kept hounding us about it. So anyway, it's a long story, but he's here obviously because he got a membership, so he is watching right now. So he's not really a lurker. He's a good guy. He always comes in and busts my balls, and you know, if he's not going to do that anymore, I feel bad about that, but I don't know what to say. Jeff Jacobs, wow, Classic for Real is Santa today. Calling him fat. because that's kind of rude. Neil Hammersmith, sorry, Memory Alpha has the jet boot listed as levitation boots or hover boots. Hover boots I've heard. I have never heard levitation boots. That's weird. Okay, levitation boots then. Don't be sorry. I mean, if it's on Memory Alpha. Somebody's spamming the heart button. Is that Sean? If it's Sean, change it from a heart to a smiley face or the 100% thing that you spam. Anyway, DUI Champ, if Spock can fake a call from a starbase, steal the Enterprise, leave Kirk nearly stranded on a shuttle. Oh, it is Sean. Or it could be anybody else that listened to me and just fucking with me, so. But anyway. If Spock can fake a call from a starbase, steal the Enterprise, leave Kirk nearly stranded on a shuttle in order to take Pike to Talos, and still say a commander, then saying lieutenant is fine. You're not wrong. Here, not het. Okay, here. Hopefully this membership doesn't go to a lurker. No problem. UI chat said, is fine. It's fine. Neil Hammersmith, someone is getting their heart on. Someone's got a real heart on for me. And now they've got, is that a party like horn or is that, I don't know what that was. It's fine. Joseph Barbato, what does spamming the things do? Fuck all. It just has little hearts at the bottom of my little corner of my screen. So it doesn't really do anything. But overall, yes, I really enjoyed this episode. It'll be interesting to see where we rank it tomorrow. So be sure to tune in at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for our live review and breakdown of this episode. We'll have a few things to talk about, I'm sure. And check out the edited content earlier in the day if that's what you prefer. But if you want to interact with us, come and join us on the live as well. There's not a lot of breakdown stuff from this episode, if any. So we do have other content this weekend. So check that out. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification icon to all. Do the things. Hypno member, wait, Doug is on. Be right back. Oh, Doug is on, yeah. DUI Champ, what other Star Trek podcasts do you enjoy? I don't really watch Star Trek podcasts. If there's no new Trek on, I might check out like Trek Culture every once in a while. There's a couple other smaller Star Trek creators. But I don't really watch podcasts. I'm not a big podcast guy. Trek Culture is not really a podcast. It's just a YouTube channel. And I don't really watch them because I don't want any of their opinions to affect my opinion when I come on and talk about this stuff. So if I do watch something about a specific episode, it'll be like a week later after the fact, after I've talked about it in my first reaction here, after we've talked about it in our live tomorrow, because I don't want to regurgitate shit that other people have said. So, yeah. Don't really watch podcasts, though. BJ says, I still got the post-credits to watch. Well, go do that, because they're hilarious. Jamie42 says, thanks for the stream. Thank you for watching this stream, because without you, there would be no stream. Neil Hammersmith, Trek Central, meh. Joseph Barbato, I miss Junk Ball Media. He's still around. Venom Geek Media? Or Venom Geek? He does good videos as well. Yeah, there's a few. But Junk Ball's still around. He just takes forever to make videos, and when he does, they're short, but they're great. So, BJ, I only watch this Trek channel and 2 Star Wars, mostly Generation Tech. Generation Tech is good. I watch Generation Tech sometimes. Terrence Childs, we should introduce these people to Earth food, give them a slice of pepperoni pizza, and see how these Vulcans like it. With pineapple. I'm just kidding. Don't ever do that. They would want to annihilate Earth and everyone on it. Because don't ever give an alien pineapple on pizza, because those are 2 things that should not touch. You can have a pineapple, or slices of pineapple and a pizza, and eat the slice of pizza and eat a slice of, that's fine. But to put pineapple on pizza is a crime against everything. Like, you are one of the worst human beings ever in existence if that's something you do. I'm just saying. And I love both pineapple and pizza, just not together. Joseph Barbato. I'm mostly a Trekyards guy, though. Ah, thanks, Joseph. What about Captain Foley? Do you watch the Captain Foley personal channel as well? Got an interesting video coming out tomorrow. Check it out. Devo77X. There are only 2 more episodes of season 3 left. I hope Star Trek Academy does well and bring in new young Star Trek or Trek fans for Star Trek. I agree. I do hope that Starfleet Academy does well. But yeah, I don't know. When did they say that's coming out? Early next year, like maybe March. They didn't say for sure. I think it's just early next year. Because yeah, we're going to be done with Strange New Worlds very soon. In which case, I won't be doing first reaction lives. I might still do some late night lives, but they'll be on my personal channel. So if you're not subscribed over there, please go do so now. Fleet Paw was here. He would share the link, but I think he noped out a little while ago for some reason. So anyway, check out the Captain Foley personal channel. I talk about a lot more than just Star Trek over there. So Basilio Faux. Who likes pineapple? I mean, I like pineapple, just not on pizza because that's a crime. BJ says, I'll give Academy a chance, as will I, as will, you should all give it a chance, I think. Jeff Jacobs, going back to finish Twisted Metal after this. Don't know if you have seen any of it, but it's pretty epic. I have not started watching that yet. No, Sylvie and I are currently watching Resident Alien with Alan Tudyk, which is great, by the way, because I think they just wrapped up their final season, which is season 4. We're just halfway through season 2. Twisted Metal, Sylvie's not going to want to watch. I'll have to watch that on my own. But my buddy Jay is watching it and says it's pretty good, so I'll have to see. Hypno Amber, I think it's adorable that Una is all gaga for Doug. Yeah. Neil Hammersmith, I like Half Screen and Retro Badger. Oh, I watch Retro Badger all the time, yeah. Jeff Jacobs, yes, Doug and Una was a riot. Classic For Real says, I'm pretty exclusive Trekyards, Triangulum, and certifiably in-game with some Venom Geek, Jesse, and Reloaded here and there. Fuck, I haven't watched Reloaded in years. Triangulum, he lives like 45 minutes from me. Great guy, good videos. Certifiably in-game does good videos as well. I don't watch him too much because it's frustrating for me, because it's just usually most of the time just a ship flying around in STO, and I think it's kind of lazy. Although his information is very good and his presentation, like the way he speaks, is very well done and scripted. But yeah, just we put so much effort into some of our videos with like genuinely new renders and animations and stuff, and then people just fly around a ship in STO and record that and talk over it. And it's like, seriously? Okay. Now, I watch all those guys here and there, but never, like, I'm not dedicated to watching every one of their episode videos. Oh, Bacillo Faux, Malcolm Reed. Yes, he's allergic to it, though. But yes, Malcolm Reed does like pineapple. I didn't know you were asking me a question about, like, a trivia question. So, yes. Joseph Barbato, got to give all Trek a chance. We take the good and the bad. Yeah. Take the good and the bad. It's a Facts of Life song. Anyway, it's fine. Terrence Childs, do you think Vulcans would like a nice cold glass of Coca-Cola? Interesting question. I don't know. Who wouldn't want to try a nice cold glass of Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola is best cold. And tastes best out of glass bottles. Not so much plastic or cans or fountain drink. I love fountain Coke, especially McDonald's, because it is a little bit of a different formula. But if I had to choose, it'd be a glass bottle for Coke because it just tastes better. R. Lee, just curious, did you see the Young Rock episode about the about his Voyager cameo? I haven't seen the Young Rock yet. I really want to because it looks like a fantastic show. I've seen a lot of clips of it on TikTok, but I haven't looked up where to watch it. I don't know if I can stream it. So, but no, I did not watch that one. DUI Champ, there's been much internet speculation on if Strange New Worlds is a moneymaker or loser. Robert Meyer Burnett and Red Letter Media claim it's a money loser, but if the Skydance CEO names Star Trek as a priority, Trek must be making money. Yeah. Jeff Jacobs, Lieutenant Reed. Mark Trouble, are you Trouble, sir? Says, I only watch Trekyards. You guys are nerds. Aw, thanks. Would have been an insult when I was in high school, but I think it's a compliment now. I mean, if you watch us, you must, I don't know. Joseph Barbado, if I ever get a house, I want a soda fountain in the house. There you go. Then you got to buy the syrup. And you got to maintain it, make sure that it works, because repairs on those are not cheap, I hear, so. But anyway, yeah. In summary, guys, I really enjoyed this episode. Had a lot of fun with it. Looking forward to anytime it's on, I'll watch it. This is a fun one. There's not much I didn't like in it. There were just small little quibbles here and there, like Uhura shouldn't have been able to do a mind meld, but it's hilarious that she did. Brainwashing her boyfriend. So small little things like that don't really bother me, but they're worth mentioning. But overall, I really just enjoyed it. I had a good time at the end of it, so that's kind of where I fall on this one. But yeah. So, there you go. That's my first impression. And all of you guys, we addressed all your thoughts as well. So, Kung Fuji says, I love the quality of Mercy for showing Pike's diplomacy choice, but it also highlights how Kirk's decisive approach in Balance of Terror was the right call. Sometimes a show of force is necessary. 100%, yes. Different command styles. Pike and Kirk's command styles are completely different. So, Jeffrey Jacobs, thanks for the great chat, Cap. Thank you, Jeff, for being here. Where you been for like 7 years. Welcome back. And yeah. Hypno Amber, this was a great chat, everyone. Very excited for the breakdown tomorrow. Well, good to, hopefully we'll see you there, Hypno. But yeah, if anybody else wants to join us, it's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please check it out. Or our edited review. Oh my God, I can't speak. Edited review tomorrow afternoon. So check those out. Terrence Childs, you ain't got to go through all that trouble for a soda. Why not just go to the store and get a bottle of Coca-Cola? There you go. Terrence Childs, shut you down. Jeff Jacobs says, I am sorry I scared off Fleet Pod, dude. I know. Well, it's all right. It's all right. I don't know if it was you necessarily. He's kind of been a bit flaky as of late. There's like Sylvia hair all over this goddamn rug. I gotta vacuum it. Getting stuck in my... Like, I've already... Look at this. Sylvia hair. God damn. When I vacuum the house, it's during the day when she's working up here, so she's on calls and doing training and stuff, so I can't come in with the vacuum. Anyway, you don't need to hear that or see that. I'm sorry about that. And just Roberto says, because the fountain stuff is better. Exactly. Classic for real. Who knows what the best part of Errand of Mercy was? Monster Maroon, like pineapple and pizza. Sure. Desert Rat. I really expected La'an to rip Kirk's shirt and give him a bloody lip. Yeah, no shit. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. This has been fantastic. I love hanging out with you guys and doing these first reactions and hearing all your thoughts and reading all your comments so you guys get your voice and opinion out there as well. I really have fun with these. So thank you for joining me. And like I said, tune in tomorrow for a complete review and breakdown. And of course, next week, same time, same channel for the first reaction review for episode 9, whatever that may be. It's the title's out. I don't want to look it up right now. So. But I want to say have a good night, everybody. Have a good weekend, a good safe weekend. It is a long weekend here in Canada, so be safe. Until next time, I'm Captain Foley signing off. Bye, guys.